It happened. The customer ordered furniture from your store for their new apartment. The delivery date has arrived and the furniture was nowhere to be found. The customer angrily comes to you to scold a random support agent. The fault, unfortunately, as it turns out, lies with you. It happens, of course. We are all human. So how do we apologize to the customer in such a situation? I'll tell you how not to apologize by replying, "I'm sorry you feel that way," or "It's a problem on the distributor side," or "Sorry for the inconvenience." With that type of response, not only have you lost a customer, but you may have gained an enemy. Fortunately, there are a few simple ways to solve this kind of problem. And the easiest one is to learn how to apologize to your customers so they will remain your customers. In this video, I'll explain how to go step by step from a weak and insincere apology to a solution that will keep your customer. Section 1. Understanding the impact of apologies. To know how to respond well to a customer's problem that stems from your mistake, you must understand how apologizing is an integral part of human relationships. This is one of those things that is theoretically simple, but not all of us know how to do it, since there is empathy and exposure to the customer behind apologizing. It is also a relationship building tool. Humans tend to compare brands to people, so we respond well when a person representing a brand uses these everyday emotions to respond to our anger or disappointment. However, one has to know how to do it. Repeating, "We're sorry for the inconvenience," over and over again will make our customers realize that they are being treated robotically, like just another number in line. The same will happen if we don't even listen to the customer, but start apologizing in advance. There's research to prove this. I'll leave a link in the description if you're interested. Apologizing to the customer in advance is a big mistake. It's important to remember that a customer's problem is often personal, and if we treat it that way, it will be appreciated. For example, in the intro of this video, I talked about delays in the delivery of furniture. It is easy to say, if it's not delivered today, it will be tomorrow. What difference does one day make, right? However, it is possible that without the bed delivered, the customer will have to sleep on an old inflatable mattress. So in this type of situation, delivered today really matters. Therefore, when starting your apology, I recommend that you show empathy. According to HubSpot's research, in the case of mistakes made by a company, 96% of respondents would continue to buy from the company they regularly buy from if it apologized and made things right. Understandable, right? Let's move on to how to build a good apology. I'll start with 3 simple things that should be included in each and every apology. Like we mentioned, empathy. Then we have responsibility. Stress the importance of owning up to mistakes without excuses. Then we have solution. Discuss a clear path to resolving the issue and preventing future occurrences. These 3 elements will be essential regardless of what happens. They're like a compass. Now let's try to expand the recipe for the perfect apology step by step. The apology should consist of explaining the problem, taking responsibility, describing how you will solve the problem, compensating for losses, and expressing regret. Not all things are necessary every time, but it's worth knowing that some of these elements are crucial for a customer to subconsciously recognize your message as an apology at all. Let's go through them one by one. Number 1, explain the problem. Now, this only seems simple. Remember that you usually know so much more about the situation than the customer. From their perspective, they see that the furniture is not delivered on time. They don't know that it's due to factory problems on the other side of the world. Therefore, you need to explain these things to the customer and be thorough. Number 2, acknowledge responsibility. If the error is on your side, acknowledge it right away. Refrain from trying to shift responsibility to subcontractors. Don't explain yourself and don't try to dilute the blame, because this can seem insincere. I mean, just compare, "It's our fault, we apologize," to, "So basically it's the fault of like many different people, some of whom we had no control over." See the difference? Number 3, describe how you will fix the issue. This is your plan to inform the customer what will happen now. You've made a mistake, and now you'll show the customer what you'll do to fix it. You'll present a plan with specific actions and dates. This way, you show that you care and want to improve and offer better service to the customer. This point also proves to the other party that the relationship with you is worth continuing. Number 4, restore lost value. This is a tricky point, but it's worth discussing. As part of your mistake, the customer has usually lost something. That's why they're angry. Sometimes it's time, sometimes it's money or opportunity. Sometimes it's about inconvenience. Aside from money, it's hard to put a price on such losses. Still, you need to know that every customer, even if they won't admit it, has an idea about what kind of action will make things right. It's worth exceeding these expectations, since the customer might not only forget about your mistake, but will also tell their friends how brilliantly your company solved it. Number 5, express your regret. Finally, we have what most companies start with, expressing your regrets. Not the robotic version, we're sorry for the inconvenience, but an actual expression of regret. I mean, your company is the one who messed up, and someone, even a loyal customer, is frustrated. So feel for them and say you understand, and will do everything possible to ensure it never happens again. Remember that actions are more important than words. Writing an apology is one thing, but how you turn everything you promised into reality is when you will make the best impression on your customers. Section 3, common pitfalls to avoid. What you should do when apologizing and what you should avoid. The list is going to be short since I'm going to leave out the obvious mistakes, like putting your mistake on your customer. The 6 points that I will mention are the most common problems customers face when trying to get their issues resolved. Insincerity or generality. Customers can sense when an apology is not sincere. Avoid using general or scripted apologies that don't address a specific issue. We've all heard the announcements at the airport regarding flight delays. Have you ever felt that this apology for delay is sincere? I thought so. Apologizing too late. Timing is crucial when it comes to apologies. Once again, imagine the situation from the beginning of this video. A customer writes that their order hasn't arrived, and you respond within 48 hours. This will only inflame the conflict. On the other hand, a quick and efficient response will help neutralize the accumulated anger and frustration. Exaggerated promises. Avoid making promises you can't keep when trying to rectify a situation. Setting unrealistic expectations can lead to further disappointment and even damage your reputation in the eyes of the customer. Lack of personalization. Every customer and situation is unique. Ensure your apology addresses the customer's concerns rather than taking a one-size-fits-all approach. Be sure to use the customer's first name and use whatever information you have to prove to the customer that you are taking their issue personally. Using jargon or complicated language. Keep your apology simple, clear, and understandable. Avoid using industry jargon, which can further confuse the customer. This is especially true for technology companies. Everyone understands why a product may not have been delivered, but explaining to a non-technical customer why their website isn't working can be quite challenging. Try to rise to the occasion. Lack of staff training. Ensure that all employees in contact with the customer have been trained in effective communication. Consistent responses can lead to more efficient customer service. We have quite a few videos and blog articles on the topic that might spark your interest, so of course I'll leave all the links for you in the description. To conclude, apologies hold incredible power in customer service, where interactions can make or break relationships. Don't shy away from apologizing when things don't go as planned. Instead, use it as a chance to connect on a deeper level. It's a chance to say, we messed up, but we care enough to make it right. By stopping the old sorry for the inconvenience routine and choosing heartfelt apologies, you're not just transforming customer experiences, you're elevating your brand and leaving a lasting positive impression. Right, you now know how to apologize to your customers. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Thank you for watching and see you soon.